Hello again, you beautiful buggers out there. I am back again with another live show that I went to, another live sort of review that I went to, and this show was a bit more intriguing, so it was to say, because as you know on this channel, we love deathmatch wrestling. We love supporting and promoting deathmatch wrestling, especially in the UK. If any of you see my last video, I went to Rise's Game of Death 3, which was a fantastic so it was tournament. And obviously, we support other companies in Scotland like Bleeding Gums and what they're doing, and we're very excited. And so when we found out that another well-known Scottish wrestling company in Insane Championship Wrestling, ICW from Glasgow, when they announced that they were going to be doing an over 8, well, they were going to be doing more over 18 shows, and one of them was going to be involved in a death match. Well, I was quite intrigued. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to go watch this and see what they do, because it says if there's more deathmatch wrestling coming to Scotland, I have to go and watch and support it, obviously. But this was, we'll say, an interesting show. Maybe interesting was too strong of a word, but like, no, we'll talk about the show. And yeah, it was an interesting show. But I will say first, before we talk about the show, I don't do criticism that well, or I don't like to give out criticism that well. I understand how hard wrestling is and how hard these people work. But I'm going to be honest, this show might have been a bit lackluster, a little bit disappointing. But let's talk about it and we'll get right into it. So the first match, I have a 5-match card. Yes, a 5-match card. I thought it was going to be a little bit more than that. They did do promos and segments and stuff, which was fine. But as I say, like they could have maybe added an extra match to this. But look, we'll get into it. And the opening match, let's talk about the opening match, because I'm not 100% on this. And as I keep saying, wrestling is very, very hard. And the opening match was a 13-minute Ironman match between Theodorus and Craig Anthony. I've heard about this Theodorus guy before. I've been told he's a quite interesting character, what he's doing. I've not really seen Craig Anthony before, but as I say, I'm always on this channel looking forward to seeing new wrestlers and wrestlers that I've never seen before, because you never know what you're going to find and what you're going to experience, and you might find something fucking fantastic. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a chest infection from last week. So look, a 30-minute Ironman match. Now, I've enjoyed 30-minute Ironman matches. Just go watch Pac versus Kenny Omega from AEW. That was fucking phenomenal. However, this particular match. Hey, look, I mean, a 30-minute Ironman match sounds good on paper. I don't think that there's two things they could have done here. First off, I don't think they should have opened with this, because if I had to be honest with you, it's not often I'm bored at shows. This felt like, I mean, I know the two guys were trying, but it just felt like there was nothing really happened in this match of significance, or nothing really drew me into this match. And again, you're doing an over 18 show. You can be creative. You could do something different. You could, especially if it's going to be your opening match of the night, that has to be a fucking interesting banging match if it's going to be your opener. Because if I'm honest, you could have had this match as an opener, but maybe change the stipulation. I think a 30-minute Ironman match at the start, unless you have something really excited booked or figured out. I mean, I think the majority of the ICW regulars seem to enjoy this, but I just thought like 10 minutes of this match had passed and he announced that, and I thought, I've still got 20 minutes of this to fucking watch. And the only thing significant I can actually remember is one of the pinfalls being controversial, but that was about it. I'm sorry to the two guys in this match. I'm sure they're very lovely guys. I'm sure they're definite hard workers, but I just don't see this was the way to open up the show. And I couldn't wait for the next match, hoping it was going to be something different, and it was. But it was Theodorus who defeated Craig Anthony, so he did. In another heel controversial moment, obviously near the end, but it wasn't anything exciting to get me into the story, so I was kind of happy when the 30 minutes had finally passed. But I was a bit annoyed because I thought, well, that's one less match. Like, I'm not, there's only 5 matches of the card. You gotta have 5 good fucking matches, and they didn't really kick off good. But hey, we'll continue on. I said I went for 30 minutes, and then the next match was slightly better. It was better, actually. It was for the ICW's Women's World Title match between Riho or Raiho. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's not Riho from AEW. It's a different one. And Harley Hudson, who I am a fan of. I've seen Harley Hudson a couple of times now down at TNT, and yeah, she's excuse me again. She's always been entertaining. I've seen her in good matches with people like Ali Catch. And this match was slightly better than the opening match. This match went 13 minutes and 42 seconds. And for the fact that this match didn't go 5 minutes, it felt like a lot more happened in this match. And like, I enjoyed this match slightly more, so I did. We all kind of knew there wasn't going to be a title change here, so Riho retained her women's title belt championship, and it wasn't, I said it definitely picked up a little bit from the opening match. But again, if you're doing an over 18 show, I would want to see something a bit more. And some of these matches just felt a bit, I'm not going to say substandard or anything like that. I just felt like you could have done these matches on any type of show, really. But it was fine. The women's match was fine. I said I enjoyed both the talent. I've been hearing a lot about that Riho a lot as well, and she looks quite good. She's quite impressive in the ring. Harley Hudson, she's always solid in the ring as well as an opponent. So yeah, this match was slightly better, but again, for an over 18 show, I was expecting a bit more. Now finally we get to kind of the first match of the night that I enjoy. I actually quite enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun. This match was more fun. So it was a hardcore match between Krieger and Rory Coyle, and I heard a lot about Rory Coyle from a good friend of mine before the show. I actually quite enjoyed what he was doing. This was a bit more fun, especially with Rory coming out with the big sack of fun. So everyone knows, if you know Rory Coyle, he's a bit of a video nasty kind of guy. So he comes up with a video player, VHS tapes. They did a really fun spot with the jump cables, where they had Rory's so the jump cable attached to Rory's mouth. Krieger ties it to one of the ropes and then launches him like right across the ring as the thing pulls out of his mouth. I quite enjoyed that. One interesting thing that did happen in this match, this was a scary moment. Honest God, I thought the ropes were going to go. I must admit, during the matches, I noticed, and a few of us had noticed, the ring ropes were a bit loose. They looked really loose. And you know they're loose when people are trying to roll under the bottom rope and the rope is, if they're struggling to get past that, then yeah. So I don't know exactly what happens, because Rory got flung into the ropes. He got Irish whipped into the ropes. There was a loud pop, a bang. Now, I was expecting one of the ropes to drop, and the ropes had loosened up even more. I think something underneath the ring. I'm not sure if it's to do with the canvas. You would have to speak to somebody at ICW about that to find out. If somebody at ICW wants to message me what happened with the ring, that would be fantastic. I would love to know what happened. But it was a very scary moment, and I think they somehow repaired it during the match and got on with it. So look, I say this was the first match of the night that I actually enjoyed. I actually enjoyed this one, so it did. It only went 7 minutes and 44 seconds. I wouldn't have minded if that match went to 10 minutes. That would have been kind of nice. But however, so Krieger comes out top. He defeats Rory Coyle. Obviously, Krieger being, I think, the ICW regular there. So he defeated Rory Coyle. And I said in the first kind of match I actually kind of enjoyed of the night. That says something. Anyway, so we were over the halfway point of the match. We had 2 matches left on the card, so we did. And well, unfortunately, we kind of went back to so the next match was Eddie Castle taking on Dylan Thorne. This was 30 minutes and 3 seconds. Again, it was a fine match. It was an okay match. You know what I mean? It was a wrestling match. But I've been saying through this video, if you're doing an over 18 show, I want to see something a bit different. I want to see something a bit more exciting. But these guys were fine. It was Eddie Castle. He picked up the victory. He defeated Dylan Thorne as well. And I know Eddie Castle is doing. I think he's going to be doing a storyline. I think it's with Jason Reed. You can tell me in the comment section, but this was another standard match, and as I say, it just felt like they could have done it a bit more maybe for an over 18 show. But hey, as I say, they just want to keep the regular fans happy. But anyway, so we get to the final match. The reason we pretty much went to this fucking thing. And it was for the deathmatch they had announced. Because when that word deathmatch gets put in a poster, then you've really got to stick by it. And again, so it was for the the ICW World Heavyweight Title deathmatch between Jack Jester, who is the man who's taken over creative control of ICW from Mark Dallas. He is the current champion, taking on Clint Margera. And we all know Clint. We've talked about Clint on the channel before. He is one of the main staples in British deathmatch wrestling. This guy is fucking fantastic. He is one of the top guys right now in the scene. And I suppose if you're going to do one deathmatch on your on your deathmatch show, you can't really argue with getting someone like Clint Margera in, because he is a very well-known name, and he's very, very good, very experienced at what he does. And I said, Jack Jester, I've never really seen Jack Jester before. I know who he is, obviously, and I've watched him in other things, but like this is the first time kind of seeing him live and seeing kind of what he's about. And I was looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Now, first of all, the Asylum venue. If you've ever been to the Asylum in Glasgow, it's a snug fit, we'll say. Especially in the standing area. I was at the side, so I just paid for a standing ticket, and that venue's tiny. So my first thought was, I don't think we're going to be getting glass. No tubes, no panes of glass. That shit flies. I fucking love it. But a majority of this crowd was seated right in front. So I don't know, maybe that's probably a good reason they decided not to do glass. And also, I think the majority of this crowd, I think quite a lot though, it felt like a lot of the people in the crowd had never seen like a deathmatch before. And this was fine. You can do amazing death matches without glass. I mean, just go watch Yun Kasai and El Desperado from Takamania. I don't think it was, not last year, I think it was the year before. One of the best death matches I've ever fucking seen, and there was not one bit of glass in that. Okay, so it can be done. It can be done. And this was fine. I mean, they did. Clint came out with the barbed wire chair, and then there was other spots with tacks, more chairs. I think there was a barbed wire board that didn't break in the match as well. And I said, it was fine. I mean, I enjoy a death match, so I did, but I just felt like if you're going to be doing a death match, ICW, if they're going to get into the death match game, I mean, I like to think they've watched what other companies have been doing, and I felt like this could have been an opportunity for them to do something different, something exciting, something that's going to get the old fans excited about ICW, and then new fans like myself get excited. But they didn't, unfortunately. And again, I love Clint. Clint's fucking great. I've spoken to this guy. He's a lovely guy, and he's very good at what he does. So is Jack Jester. I've never spoken to him, but I've not heard anything bad about the guy. I'm sure he's wonderful to talk to, and they're both great workers. And look, this wasn't a bad death match. Let me just get that out of the way. This wasn't a bad death match. This was a good death match. This really was. I just felt like they could have done something a bit different to really pull themselves apart. As I say, if you want to do more deathmatch stuff in your company, and you want to sort of, trust me, there's already a plethora of amazing companies in the UK that does the deathmatch scene. If you want to get in the mix on that, I mean, if you just go watch the GOD shit, or go watch Ultraviolent Referendum from Bleeding Gums, and you will see like these guys want to do different shows, different violence, very creative. And like as I said, this was a fine match to watch. I just felt like they could have done something more possibly. But as I say, look, I'm just a small YouTube channel. What the fuck do I know, eh? But look, I paid my money. I'm allowed my opinion. And I say I don't like to report on stuff like this. I mean, it wasn't the worst show ever. Don't think that, okay? And if you're an ICW fan and you really enjoyed the show and you enjoy going to that, more power to you. I'm happy for fans. I try not be tribal. I try not be like rival. I want everybody to enjoy all the wrestling everywhere. And and if I don't enjoy it, well, that's my problem, not yours. So if you really enjoyed the show, you really enjoy ICW, great, that's fantastic. But for my first ICW show that I've ever been to, I'm not gonna lie, a slight disappointment. I think they should have changed the opening match. I don't think they should have went with a 30-minute Iron Man match unless they knew it was going to be something special. They could have changed that. I think more shenanigans. They could have used a bit more creative. They could have used different weapons we've never seen before. The hardcore match was fun to watch. I enjoyed that. Overall, though, got home. Yeah, I didn't have the same excitement that I usually get when I come home from wrestling shows. So look, I don't know if I'll be going back to an ICW show anytime soon, unless they invite me back. But after this review, I don't think I'm going to be getting that either. So look, if you enjoyed the show, you enjoyed the show. It's up on Fight TV if you actually want to go and watch the damn thing, if you dare. But like, yeah. So look, that was ICW's Wait and Bleed show. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to say, yeah, it was Jack Jester that defeated Clint Margera to retain again. Sorry again. again, on this show, I wasn't expecting any title changes to happen. So yeah, Clint Margera, sorry, Jack Jester came on top of that match. But again, it wasn't really, and it went 15 minutes this match, which was that's fine timing for a show. So yeah, so look, that was ICW's Wait and Bleed show. I'd say if you want to go watch it, you can go watch it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what these guys do in the future. You never know; they might. I don't know. Like, no, I've been the next show. I think is April 18th. I don't think I'm going to be at that show. I'm going to be saving money for other things, unfortunately. But look, that's the end of that, I suppose. Look, I hope you guys have a great day. I know this hasn't been the most positive review I've ever fucking done, unfortunately. So make whatever you will. I don't know who's going to see this view, but we'll see what happens. But look, hope you guys have a really, really good day. I've had a really strange 2 weeks, so I'm going to go edit this video, probably go lie down for a bit as well and have a cup of coffee. So yeah, so look, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later, and I'll also see you guys. Well, my next show is going to be Lost for Death. Freezing Guns Deathmatch tournament coming up on the 23rd. This match is less than 2 weeks away. All the seating tickets are gone, and 70% of the pretty much all the seating is gone. All the tickets are gone. So look, let's try and sell this fucker out. Go grab your ticket now for that show. That's going to be awesome. But look, anyways, I will see you motherfuckers again for another video. I don't know what I'm doing next, but hey, look, I hope you guys have a really fucking smashing day today.